So I've had my Ibis Ripmo Af for exactly 1 year. Let me give you a quick rundown about what I like and don't like, what's held up and what hasn't. And hey, this might just be a radder bike than BKXC'S. So this is a 2020 size large Ibis Ripmo Af in that funky orange color. This bike has been nothing but spectacular to ride. This is a custom build and I want to show you guys a little bit more about it and let you know what works and what doesn't work. And speaking of Ibis and the DW Link suspension, what makes this bike magic is that DVO Jade X with a 450-pound spring. Now, I weigh 170 pounds and I'm 5'10" on a size large, which fits really, really nice. If y'all are looking at upgrading suspension, I highly recommend DVO. Nothing but spectacular on customer service. And while we're talking about suspension, this bike is running a DVO Diamond 160mm boost set fork. This has been an amazing fork. Now, I'm also running the Raceface Next SL carbon cranks with some Pedaling Innovation Catalyst pedals. These are brand new, jury's still out, but right now I'm really, really liking them. One thing that makes this bike stand out as well is the Esker L-Cat down tube protector I put on it. Now, Ibis on the AFs, they don't offer you down tube protection at all, which is kind of funky in my opinion on this kind of a bike. Moving to the cockpit on this bike, it has the stock Ibis 40mm stem with the Ibis carbon handlebars with more on the end. I did put some rev grips on it with their SLI system with the RG5 ergonomic grips. This bike does have the Shimano Deore 4-piston brakes, and I can't see any reason why I would want to upgrade those. They've been working great. They take the same pads as Saints. So let's talk drivetrain. I chose to go with the i9 Enduro 305 rims with the straight pull spokes. 4 of them are silver, running DHF tires front and rear in that super smoking sexy gum wall. For cranks, I have the Raceface Next SLs in 170mm, sporting a wolf tooth oval 30-tooth chainring, XO1 chain in gold, why not, and a XO1 cassette and rear derailleur. Now, it doesn't have the AXS because, well, I just don't trust it. One of the more important contact points is your saddle and your dropper. This bike has a 185mm bike yoke dropper that's worked amazing. I've done nothing to it at all except use it. Now, I do have the WTB Silverado saddle, and I do put on some 3M protective tape on those areas of the bike that I mount water bottles to. I use the SKS top cage mount as well. Now, some of the things that Ibis didn't do well is protect this frame from rocks. I did make my very own cootie catcher, and I have another video that I'll put in the attachments for you to check out on how to make that. I also used the 3M tub tape from a recommendation from BKXC'S video on how to protect this bike a little bit more than normal. So let's go over some closing thoughts on this bike as it fades away. This bike has been nothing but rad. It's aluminum. It's not going to chip. You don't have to worry about carbon. It's about 3 pounds heavier. It runs cush core. The suspension is perfect. It pedals and does everything phenomenally. You'd be a fool not to get one. Check them out.